How do you afford to pay your editor and do this full time?
Initially, I was working out of pocket. Last year, I was doing a master's, but the year before that, I worked full time as a media diver. So sort of facilitating film underwater. And so I
No
saved
way.
up from that. Yeah, it was awesome, man. Best job in the world.
I love just that. Yeah, I was a media diver, just
It sounded so
nonchalant.
nonchalant.
That sounds amazing, man. What did that entail? I'm sure people would probably wonder.
So we would mainly work in studios, occasionally on location, but predominantly in studios at Pinewood Studios. And yeah, you get these big budget films coming in, and these films sometimes have underwater scenes. So they need divers, they need underwater videographers, underwater lighting technicians, the whole shebang. And you as the diver facilitate that. Yeah, it was really good fun. I got the opportunity to work with A-list celebrities, and just working on set, that vibrancy, it really gets you going. And potentially that inspired me to do content creation. Never really thought of that linkage. But yeah, so through that, I saved up a bit of money. Then I did my master's, and I was at a point in the road where it was like, once I finished my master's, I could use my master's, which I probably should do. I paid a shed ton of money for it. I could go traveling, because I've never really gone traveling, or I could do something that's always been eating at the back of my mind, which is content creation. And so I decided to combine the latter two, which is traveling and content creation, try it and see where it goes. I said I'd give myself 6 months. We're 4 months in. I think it's going all right.
I'd say so. How old are you, by the way, if you don't mind me
23.
asking?
Oh, actually 24 next month. Damn.
Yeah, it's a perfect time to do it as well. Like, I think 4 months in with the size you've grown to on Instagram and YouTube is pretty sweet.
How about yourself?
Okay, so I'm 29.
Nice.
I've been in social media for quite a while now. Similar kind of like turning point now. I've gone like really into my own personal social medias, like more than just working for someone doing social media and just a few other stuff. But I've traveled a lot. At the age of like nearly 24, right? It's difficult to go, I'm going to create content for 6 months and kind of like put money and worries and busy lifestyle aside and just go, fuck it, I'm going to go make content and try and make a living doing so. What gave you the courage and like what made you take that leap over someone who wouldn't do it?
Yeah. I was fortunate that I was coming out of a master's, right? I did a year in like full-time employment, and then I went back to do a master's. And so I was sort of in that academic headspace of I'm back to being a kid again, you know? And so I felt like I could start afresh and decide what I wanted to do. If I hadn't done that master's, I would probably be more on that money grind and thinking, you know, stay in that full-time employment, take that 25 days leave, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I had some money saved up. And I wanted to give myself an opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do. Because if I didn't take that leap, I felt it eating inside of me that I could settle for a life of mediocrity. And in my head, that is the biggest fear.
We share the same fear, as I'm sure a lot of people watching probably, big time.
I think the Think Feeding podcast generally, the type of people that watch it are terrified of a life of mediocrity.
Exactly. Let's say what you're doing with the content pans out, everything works out the way that you want it to go. Do you see yourself doing this forever? How would you see it evolving? Would you want to become, maybe you go on documentaries, something like that, and you do like a bigger project each time, or just better your content on YouTube? What does that look like?
God, you're giving me ideas now, man. I need to create my 5 or 10 year plan.
Yep.
So I'm really enjoying the content creation space right now. If the money keeps coming in and the headspace stays the same, I will continue doing it. I can't imagine my headspace changing drastically in the next couple of years. So I'm definitely going to continue doing it for that length of time if the money stays, right? But ultimately, if the money's not there, I can't continue doing it. I've got to work a job. This is a job. I've got to work a more typical job, right? But as long as the money's there, I'll be making content. It's a very nice balance for me, because I've come to realize that I don't need to be filming 24/7, right? I go on 2-week content trips or 3-week content trips, and then I'm back for a month and a half at home. Then I can edit, plan content, etc., etc. So it is a really nice balance. It wouldn't be possible for me to be traveling all the time. I get pretty burnt out traveling, especially traveling alone. It's intense, man. It's so much fun, but it's really intense. You got to have that time to recuperate, rejuvenate, and think about your next plans, you know? So as long as that scheduling of like going away for a few weeks, coming back for a few weeks is the same, and the money's there, I can see myself doing this for a long time.
Nice, man. That's amazing. So like, what's that? Let's go to this. So where do you make the most of your money from at the moment? So where on social media, where does that money come in from?
It's all pretty much AdSense on YouTube. I know there's multiple streams of income that you can make as a content creator, but it's still early days for me, and AdSense on YouTube is the way I'm getting it. I've got a couple sponsorship lined up, which I'm really excited about. Won't talk about them yet, just because obviously you don't know until they're actually on the screen. Yeah, that's going to bring in some more money too. I'm not monetized on Facebook yet. I'm not monetized on TikTok yet. That's something I'm interested in doing. But watch this space. Give it a little bit of time.
Yeah, man, definitely. It will happen in no time as well. With your YouTube and everything, it will just compound. In terms of the other platforms like TikTok, you've got Instagram and YouTube, Facebook. Do you just use Instagram and YouTube, or are the other platforms more used by yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't exactly say that Instagram is up there with the YouTube, actually. In terms of my personal opinion of Instagram, it's very important because I've used it my whole life. But in terms of what social media platforms have the most potential for me in terms of income, it's definitely not Instagram, because Instagram doesn't have an inbuilt sort of ad revenue platform that I'm aware of. Facebook, on the other hand, has a huge sort of ad revenue platform, which once you tap into, you can earn shed tons on, particularly in sort of South Asian countries. Facebook's really big there. That's their predominant social media platform. So yeah, tapping into that's so important. I've actually got a much larger following on Facebook than I do on Instagram. So I'm hoping the Facebook's going to continue to grow alongside the YouTube. And I'm imagining my 5-year plan, they're going to be the predominant sort of streams of income.
If you like this one, watch the full podcast up here. Go.